Hey everyone, it's the 27th of August 2022. Just parked my car in Saltwood near Hythe in Kent and picked up the trail of the Saxon Shore Way, doing a walk from the Explore Kent website, between 8 and 9 miles I think it's going to be, called the Tolsford Trek. I already started to walk up the hill, and Tolsford, I think there's a little point up there, a kind of a radio transmitter potentially around that point, and it's one of the highest points of the local area. And already just walking up the last couple of 100 metres, the ascent as it continues. So I'm in for a good walk ahead. Quite a nice day, quite a lot of cloud, but generally the temperature is quite warm, so I'm going to enjoy it. Plenty to think about, plenty going on in my life, plenty I'm probably going to update as we go along. So catch you all in a while. So I've been trekking along uphill, but it's just coming to this clearing, kind of, you know, out of breath, but absolutely fantastic. France is over there too. Looking behind me, Bay of Folkestone, Hythe. I started over there somewhere earlier, maybe an hour ago, hour and a quarter, and it's just glorious. Like I can see France from here. The sun's come out. A trek on uphill, a little bit out of breath. It's great, glorious weather and glorious views. So I'm going to enjoy it. I'll see you at the top. So I'd say I'm pretty much near the top. Over there we have France. Just probably can see a little bit better there on the horizon there. Going around St Margaret's Bay and on to Ashford, which is my hometown, over here. So it's amazing really, the sight here up at the top. You see there's the radio transmitter pretty much very close distance to myself, so I'm probably about a third of the way round. I think it kind of comes back down somewhere, back down over these hills here. So from the glory to the agony, and the amount of, this is my legs, cuts and stings I've got on me now, flies all around me. Basically the footpath went to a dead end and I've ended up going through blackberry bushes and all sorts of things. It's been not nice. I'm hoping I'm kind of got a route back, and there's flies all around me right now, and just get back on the normal way again, because whether that was the right way or I lost the trail, it all went horribly wrong. So I may go down here. I'll see you shortly. So I'm now along an area which I think was an old railway line many years ago, and after walking through the jungle, it's nice to just have a bit of space again, be on a trail or a path. It makes you appreciate it. And recently I read a Leveson Wood's book, Walking the Nile, and he talked about how kind of sometimes he's walking through, I think maybe like Rwanda or some of the countries at the beginning of his journey, the source of the Nile, how it take ages, you know, he'd certainly get behind on target because how long it would take walking through the bush and hacking with machete and things. And then I'm just got no machete or anything else, I'm just treading and trodding all over blackberry bushes and thistles and stinging nettles, and it's ridiculous. My legs have got, you know, scratch marks all over them. But so, and it's nice to appreciate what you've got and know that I'm back in the right way now, and kind of in the world at the moment, or in the news and everything else. Obviously here again, no one's really here, no one's around, but the energy crisis, which I mentioned last week, I think it was, in the video I'd done, the cost of living crisis, these terms which come along, and it's all over the news and the newspapers, and not that I look at it too much, but you can't help but hear about it and see it, like walking past a TV screen on the way leaving work and things like this. And prices are supposed to be going up, and the energy cap, which from Ofgem, kind of a regulator, I assume, is changing the cap from 6 months to every 3 months for a chance to it to go down. It's not a cap if it changes all the time, is it? So it's ridiculous, and I'm guaranteed that, you know, after 3 months it's going to go up again, because it just has gone up. So it really is a sad state of affairs. In the UK as well at the moment, there's no new Prime Minister. I mean, Boris Johnson, if he has done anything in the last couple of months, I don't know. Been on holiday, before he hands over, like all the politicians will basically have all of August off. That's coming along in the next couple of weeks. I think we should know maybe in this time next week who it's going to be. Rishi Sunak, and another lady, Liz Truss, I don't know. Again, I've no real interest in it. Whoever it is can just feel like they're hopeless. And so we're reaching this position where winter's coming, energy prices are going up, new Prime Minister who may not have a clue what they're doing, potentially. People are going to get screwed over. We really are getting screwed over, and it's so frustrating. And the reason for all of this energy and the crisis and everything is because of the war which we're having with Ukraine at the moment. I mean, I've got a friend in the army. He's not going to Ukraine. He's not. I don't even think he's on kind of like standby to go to Ukraine. It feels like we've gone from COVID, the 2 years of this kind of a perennial enemy of this invisible virus, and it flicked the switch. You know, that kind of went away, and suddenly it was Ukraine. And now all of this, you know, again, have all of this people getting broken economically by it. Obviously, COVID had the lockdowns, the economic lockdowns, shutting down the businesses, everything that came with that, not being able to work. And now this. It's very, very frustrating and disappointing. And I wonder sometimes what we can do about it, because try not to worry about it, but need to maybe do something. And it just seems like people are just so happy just to do nothing. Like myself, maybe just feel helpless. But it feels like people think that people are doing a good job in charge. And I mean, if it was France, for example, which was very close to, obviously, France, obviously we saw it earlier, saw it on the top of the hill, they'd be striking, they'd be doing this, you know, it's just, again, speechless, really, all because of this war. And again, it's kind of like 1984, isn't it? You know, this state of war. I see in America that Joe Biden, the American president, he's doing these things where some of the student debt's being forgiven. It's a term, they don't have to pay it back anymore. And it may be the same with the UK. This may kind of create a situation, obviously, if debt becomes forgiven, it may be some kind of circumstances which you kind of have to agree to in return. Much like the World Economic Forum, which has an advert which says you'll own nothing, I think it's 2030. In 2030 you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. And it's what's happening. You can see people are not going to have anything left because they're absolutely wiped out economically. And if the government came along with an offer of universal credit or loaning anything that they need, people are likely going to accept it. And the whole debate about whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is very much a debate, and I don't think it's something which people are really aware or have any consideration for at the moment. It's because people are really struggling, and you know, it's a lovely day today. It's August 27th. You can see the blue sky all around me. It's sunny, but a couple of months it's going to be winter. You're already seeing the nights kind of coming in earlier, days becoming shorter quite frequently. Every day you seem to notice a difference. So I hope that I'm not being too pessimistic and negative about things, but sometimes you see things and you feel things, and you just have to feel a little bit concerned. And I'm just going to try and keep myself as best as I can, myself kind of like physically and mentally calm. I mean, I have been stressed recently. For some things at work, it's kept me very busy. I've been working a lot. I've worked down the last couple of weeks. I worked extra 3 days worth of work. For the last 8 days, I think I worked extra 3 days. So I have worked a lot. But now it's the bank holiday weekend. I've got to walk today. Tomorrow is another day off, and then bank holiday Monday. So spend some time with my family as well. Hopefully to the beach in Folkestone would be nice. So we will see. But for now, I'm reaching the end, and reaching the end of this part anyway. You can hear this noise coming from over here. The wonderful Wizard of Oz. See you in a minute. Lovely views up here. It's called Summerhouse Hill. I started my journey over here. I've walked all the way over the back of these hills, came down along the bottom of that valley there, and up the top of this hill, and heading back over that railway bridge, the motorway bridge. It's been a long journey, a little bit longer than I expected. Getting a bit lost and whatnot, but it's been nice. And this is a little detour just to come to the top of this hill. It's the hill I came up on top of my birthday a couple of times, once with Edison, and on my birthday last year. So just kind of slowly descend, and there's the motorway. And I kind of see this hill, it's a very prominent hill when you go on the M20 motorway towards Folkestone and Dover, and I always look at it nearly every single day when I drive past on the way to work and think, oh, I love it up there. So I've just been up there, and that was the reason I came up here. So it's been really nice. The weather's been fantastic. You can see it's a blue sky, the sea looks fantastic, as I probably would hope it would be in August. See France over there, absolutely lovely, glorious weather all the way across the channel. I'm sure lots of migrants and their boats are probably preparing themselves for the tides, and they'll be making their way in the early hours if the weather's anything like what it's been today. That's the video, something another day, another subject completely. So I'm just going to make my way back. I think the railway bridge or motorway bridge, maybe somewhere there, somewhere over here. Hard for me to spot on the camera right this second, and then I'll be making my way to the end of the journey, back to the car. So I'll see you on the last step. So pretty near the end, or where I started this morning now. For another half mile back to the car, but this is like the last footpath before the road comes. It's taken me more than 4 hours, 23,000 steps. So I think that's about 11 miles. It's a little bit more than the 7 to 8, or 8 to 9, which I was expecting. But you know, sometimes although it can be frustrating, things happen for a reason, and you can't do much about it apart from just try and enjoy it. So the late evening sun now, or evening sun's here. It's been a nice walk. Seems to have had some nice views. It's been tiring. I'm quite tired now actually. Walking through the jungle was certainly an experience. It makes you really appreciate just a flat, woodland footpath. But overall, it's been good. If you're Kent County Council, please have a look at the footpaths, make them a bit better, particularly up at Tolsford at the top. That did spoil it for a short while, but again, it's all part of a journey. So it's been a good one. Hopefully tomorrow, day with my son, possibly and hopefully the beach, the weather's good, and enjoy the rest of the bank holiday weekend. So it's been a good walk, I've enjoyed it, along the Saxon Shore Way, the Pilgrim's Way I think for a little bit, and the Ealing Valley Way, the Tolsford Trek. It's been really nice. See you next time.